Louise Windsor's pivotal decision. The Windsor estate is abuzz with whispers and speculation. The Queen's granddaughter, Lady Louise Windsor, has come of age and must now decide her future role in the royal family. At just 18 years old, the poised and thoughtful young woman holds the power to fill a void left by the departures of Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and Prince Andrew. But before we continue, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for updates. It was a shock to the British public when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced in January 2020 that they were stepping down as senior working royals. Their exit created a significant gap in the House of Windsor, one that has only been exacerbated by Prince Andrew's own retreat from public life amidst the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. With these key family members stepping back, the remaining royals have had to take on increased duties and responsibilities. Now, Lady Louise finds herself at a crossroads. Will she choose to become a full-time working royal, dedicating her life to public service in the footsteps of her grandmother, the Queen? Or will she opt for a more private life, following in the footsteps of her parents, the Earl and Countess of Wessex, who have shielded their children from the glare of the spotlight? Those who know Lady Louise describe her as intelligent, grounded, and deeply committed to her family. She has long shown an aptitude for the rigors of royal life, seamlessly taking on charitable work and public engagements from a young age. In a BBC documentary tribute to her late grandfather, Prince Philip, Lady Louise spoke warmly of his mentorship, saying, "The Duke of Edinburgh has been so involved in my driving, which has been so lovely but slightly scary because he invented the sport pretty much. It's incredible to have learned firsthand from him and definitely made us closer." Her parents, Prince Edward and Sophie Wessex, have been deliberate in allowing their children, Lady Louise and James, Viscount Severn, to choose whether they wish to take on senior royal duties. We try to bring them up with the understanding they are very likely to have to work for a living. Hence we made the decision not to use HRH titles. The Countess of Wessex has explained. They have them and can decide to use them from 18, but I think it's highly unlikely. This carefully cultivated approach stands in stark contrast to the more public-facing roles assumed by other royal grandchildren, such as Zara Tindall and Peter Phillips. While the children of Princess and have embraced the spotlight, the Wessex offspring have remained comparatively low-key, eschewing royal titles in favor of relative anonymity. However, the departure of Prince Harry, Meghan, and Andrew has created an undeniable void that Lady Louise is uniquely positioned to fill. At a time when the monarchy is seeking to modernize and remain relevant, the poised and thoughtful young woman could be the perfect ambassador to connect with a younger generation of Britons. Already, Lady Louise has demonstrated a natural affinity for public service. Last year, she and her brother James joined their parents in a beach cleanup, a hands-on charitable endeavor that resonates with environmentally conscious millennials. And in that same BBC documentary, she spoke with genuine fondness about her grandfather's legacy, showcasing a deep appreciation for the royal family's history and traditions. "The Duke of Edinburgh has been such an important part of my life," Lady Louise reflected. "I've got so many wonderful memories of him, and I feel very grateful to have had him as my grandfather. He was such an important figure in my life." Such heartfelt words underscore Lady Louise's grounded and humble nature, qualities that could serve her well if she chooses to step into a more prominent role. Unlike some of her more controversial royal relatives, Lady Louise has managed to largely avoid scandal or negative publicity. Her polished public persona and poise under pressure suggest an individual well-equipped to handle the demands of royal life. Of course, the decision of whether to become a working royal is not one to be taken lightly. The intense media scrutiny, rigorous schedule of public engagements, and the weight of tradition and expectation can be crushing burdens for even the most well-prepared individual. And Lady Louise has seen firsthand the toll that royal life can take, with the acrimonious departures of Harry, Meghan, and Andrew serving as cautionary tales. Moreover, the young royal has expressed a keen interest in pursuing her own academic and professional passions. In interviews, her parents have hinted that Lady Louise is likely to attend university and establish a career outside the royal fold. They have them and can decide to use them from 18, but I think it's highly unlikely. The Countess of Wessex has said of her children's HRH titles. This raises the question, can Lady Louise truly have it all? Can she fulfill the duties of a senior working royal while also carving out a life of her own independent from the constraints of the monarchy? It's a delicate balancing act that few royal women have managed to pull off successfully. The Queen herself struggled for years to reconcile her role as sovereign with her identity as a wife and mother. Princess, and widely regarded as the hardest-working royal, has likewise sacrificed much of her personal life in service to the crown. And the Duchess of Cambridge, despite her seemingly effortless poise, has openly discussed the challenges of raising a family while undertaking an endless schedule of public engagements. For Lady Louise, the decision may come down to a fundamental question of purpose and legacy. Does she feel a deep, intrinsic calling to carry on the royal tradition of public service? Or does the prospect of a more private life, free from the glare of the media, hold greater appeal? Ultimately, it may be Lady Louise's own sense of duty and commitment to her family that sways her decision. As the Queen's granddaughter, she has witnessed firsthand the profound impact that the monarchy can have, both on the nation and on the individuals who bear its weighty mantle. And with the House of Windsor in a state of flux, her choice could have far-reaching consequences for the future of the institution. The coming months will be pivotal for Lady Louise as she grapples with this momentous choice. Will she step up to fill the void left by her royal relatives, becoming a beacon of stability and continuity for the House of Windsor? Or will she opt for a life of greater personal freedom, forging her own path independent of the constraints of the crown? Whatever she decides, one thing is certain: the eyes of the nation will be upon her, watching with bated breath as this young royal comes of age and shapes the future of the monarchy. Lady Louise Windsor's decision could very well determine the course of the Windsor dynasty for generations to come.